Big subject, everyone. Cash. Cash is bad. Let me tell you all the reasons why you don't want to use cash. You can't use cash. It causes a lot of problems, a lot of frustration. Okay, so we'll go over a bunch of different scenarios. This is just some of the basic stuff, the more common stuff, but there's a lot of items in the same category about cash. So coffee can money, money under the bed, money in a closet, money in a sock in a drawer that you've been saving up, taking 20 bucks out of the ATM or cashing your check, grabbing 50 bucks here because you want to save for that house. You've been doing it for years. A couple of years go by, I see a lot of people do this and they get $5,000-$10,000 of cash in their house and they want to go buy a house and they just go put that cash in the bank. Okay, or they want to do it just before. That money is no good. We can't verify where it came from. Even though you earned it, you kept it, you saved it, that big jar of coins with 100 bucks in it, you might get away with that, just dropping $100 cash in account. That's not a problem. When you start doing thousands of dollars, more than 25% of your paycheck, you can count on cash not counting. Okay, so that cash is not going to count. So you want to put it in your account 60 days before. You want the bank to do their SAR program. Okay, that's when the bank is going to check it when you have large deposits. They verify it with all the IRS on the cash. They report it. It goes through a process and it gets recorded, and that's good money when it goes through that process. If the bank doesn't have time to go through that process, we can't use that money. Okay, so it's going to go through that process. Money orders. Money orders is similar to cash. One of the things that people do is they grab money orders and they do it. They're paying their rent with money orders. That even hurts because you don't have cash. You don't have proof where that money came from. You don't have proof of the rent. You don't have that. A money order receipt doesn't show where the cash came from because you can get a money order with cash. You can't use a money order to replace your cash. So you can't take your coffee can money and go get a money order. You can't do that and use it thinking, well, it's a check. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, wedding gifts. People we're getting married, we're buying a house, we're under contract, you get married 2-3 weeks before. Okay, this has weddings always cause a lot of problems anyway. It's great, you want to get married. I've been married 30 years, so that's a great thing. But you get all those cash in the envelope. Here, and you go on this honeymoon and you get $10,000 cash, you put it in the bank, but you only use $5,000 on your honeymoon, you got $5,000 cash left in the bank. You can't use it because we can't track where that cash came from. So it really hurts. So you want to you got to put that money in the bank, leave it there for 60 days so the bank has time to do their thing to make all your money legal and everything. Then we can use it. Another thing people do is they sell a house, they sell a car, and they just don't want to spend the money, they want to save it, they go and put their cash in a safe deposit box. Coins, all that stuff. They go and put it there, and then when they buy the house, oh, I get the money in the bank. I get the money in the bank. That's not in the bank, that's a safe deposit box. That's not your checking or savings account. So that money, we can't verify where that came from. Again, you can't use that. It's got to be in your account, trackable money. Yard sales, selling the lawnmower, all of your dad's tools. Sorry your dad passed away, but you just sold all his tools and you get all this cash. You can't use that money. If you're going to use that money, you need a copy of your driver's license and how much they gave you, or you got to get checks. You got to get checks for that stuff. You can't use cash. Okay. Same thing. You sell a boat, car, motorcycle, toys, four-wheelers, whatever. You got to have this copy of the title being transferred out, an invoice, bill of sale, and a check has to match exactly where it came from, or you're going to have to get a gift letter and they have to be related. That's a different story. So you want to cash jobs. This is tricky. Guys that do lawns, they do pools, sometimes they get paid in cash. If you're getting paid in cash, have a copy of the invoice that you billed those people. The cash deposit, your cash deposit. So if you did 4 lawns and you got paid $50 from one, $100, you make individual deposits and you have an invoice that match each deposit with the homeowner's name where you do that job. That's common. That's a lot of tracking and a lot of tracing. If we can show a good history of you doing that, then we can use that. Other types of cash jobs, I did a loan for someone who owned 2 car washes. Well, of course, everybody goes to the car wash. What do they do? Dollars, coins. But he has consistently 2 or 3 times a week deposit hundreds of dollars in cash. But he relates it to his business, and we can prove that's a type of business. So those type of cash jobs we can do. So we can, but it's a very difficult process. And we show usually a 12-month bank history of all those cash deposits, the type of business he owns, a description. We get proof of his business, proof of ownership of that business, and we can show that it's a cash job. So it's a very difficult, very frustrating thing, but it can be done. So you people that have cash jobs, we can do it. Small contractors. I see a lot of small contractors, they go and do jobs for people, painting, some carpentry work, put in the kitchen, and they're nervous about the homeowner making a good check to them, so they get a check from the homeowner, and the first thing they do is they run to that homeowner's bank, cash that check, take the cash and put it in their account. That cash is no good. Okay? So you gotta take that check and you gotta put it in your account. Okay? Remember, if someone writes you a check over $1,000 and they go bad on it, it's a felony anyway. You'll have recourse on them. I know it's frustrating, but do not go and cash their check. $400 or $500, you do 2-3 jobs, and you get all these little checks, and you go and cash them, and you make one large cash deposit in your account. That's very frustrating for you small contractors. And I know some of you guys say, hey, I got a lot of cash, and you don't claim them because you cashed your checks at their bank. If you don't claim that cash, okay, you cash that check at their bank, then you put that cash in your account. It doesn't count as income. You can't use it as down payment. You can't use it for your closing costs. You can't use it for everything. Handle your money properly, report it to the IRS, and you can use it. If you don't, you can't. Tips, biggest one. I left that one for last. It's huge. Lot of working people, good working people, bartenders, waitresses, hairstylists, massage people. They all get tips. A caddy on a golf course working a pro circuit. They make good tips. And those cash, you can't. Guys running fishing boats, they take a lot of fishing parties out. They get $200, $300, $400 of cash every day. So they're depositing large amounts in their account. Those tips, when you have tips, if you're not claiming them on your paycheck as extra income on that tip income on your pay stub, okay, we need a 2-year history. You need to report all your tips on your federal tax returns. If you do not, we can't count those tips as income. And because you got cash, you can't count that cash towards your down payment or closing costs either. So folks, that's cash. That's just a sample of all the different cash scenarios. There's a lot more than that. I just wanted to give you a little tidbits. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something.